the energy, and we would get pretty paper in exchange called money. Okay, so we've reversed a lot of this out, so now I can actually give energy, which is the reason why I can actually push money out of the system. Okay, instead of having to have this whole lock and key thing going on. Now, the whole lock and key program was called Gatekeeper. Okay, it was originally, when it was still in existence, it is now dead. However, the coding is still in the front side system, so we still need all those codes to clear dollars. Okay. It was under the city of Tel Aviv. Okay. In Israel. It was football fields after football fields after football fields of data servers, compiling servers, watching servers, monitors, books on the amount of currency in circulation. All of this is very important as well to understand. And it all disappeared in December of last year. So if you've listened to any of these shows and some of the information we've put out, let's talk about Gatekeeper, what it did and what it doesn't do anymore, and how it somewhat still is existing in the sequencing of the system. Right? Okay, so, all right, Gatekeeper program. Now, this is what the Pentagon's talking about with their codes they're looking for. This is what the NSA is talking about, all of the agencies and the shills and thrills in the RV land are looking and waiting for the right alignment of some kind of planet of Uranus or something else to get into the backside system, because they know, okay, if your world exists here on level 1, level 2, we already said that's NSA. This is your program promise. You've heard the Clintons. There is no E at the end, just so you know. And I'm not misspelling it. Stingray. On the internet, when you go to Google, it'll call it Five Eyes, but that's actually not true. Okay. This program actually extends to UK, Australia, Russia, Germany, the United States. It's everywhere. Okay. Level 3, we've already discussed. Okay. 3 is your back office of the bank, and it was the BTX data cable system. For those of you that don't know or kind of entered into the computer world in the last few decades, right, you would have actually understood this as a port-to-port. Okay, it's kind of like when you have an office and you have your server, and then everybody used to have to hardwire in. They would run those Cat5 wires everywhere. Well, now imagine really big, fat Cat5 wires running under oceans, underneath the land, running all over the entire planet. And those were laid in 1978. Okay, been a while. But that allowed the CIA a giant mapping system to which they could literally look into any bank anywhere. They could control who could have money, who couldn't have money. They could shut down your account. They can blackball you, blacklist you, and all of these great things. But that was all done in BTX. Now, if you go to Cobra's blog site, right, where he writes all these cryptic messages, I think it's 2012 portal.blogspot.net. For those of you that don't know, you get all of these cryptic VTX not stable. Well, that's because it doesn't exist anymore. It is now called a VTN, which is a virtual trusted network, and that is your KIM system. Okay? So everybody wants to know where that sits. It now sits over there. Okay, so we got 4, 6, and we would have 8, 1 down there. Okay, so 8, 7, 6, I'll leave that up there, 5. Okay, so here you got BIS, right? This is where you got to get to once you hit the front side system. Okay, 7, we already talked about it, is the NSA. Oh, sorry, 2 is NSA, 7 is families. My apologies. Okay, 6 is Fed. The 3 is back office of the bank. 4 over here is Microsoft and Oracle systems, back doors. This would also be your security certificate backdoors. This would be your encryption key backdoors. Anybody who does a security system for the financial system would also be in here. That's where you would sit in Pentagon. Okay. So money getting from the back system to the front system. You're looking like this, right? You got to flow through the whole system. So that means in order to get $1, once you've already gotten it out of the back system, now you got to get it through the front system. Okay? So that means you need this side here predominantly would be where the access codes come from. And this side would be identity codes, key codes, identity code, key code, yep. So along the road here, you would have batch numbers, access codes, data codes, and there's this total sequence of somewhere around 13 to 14 after the money comes out of the back system to get into the front system. So now you can see kind of how the dragon families bounced off the black sun and the black sun bounced off the dragon families. They both needed each other to exist. So if the alliance, which is the black sun, thinks they're going to override the families, they're crazy, and vice versa under the old system. Okay, it was never going to happen. So it was a fantasy to think you were going to issue a new currency such as TRNs or Amero or the Azure. We've all heard these terms, right? They're going to be all of these control features. Now, under the old system, none of you would have actually been able to achieve this task because there's too much indexing over here. The backside system would have rejected you. Even if you got access to the backside system tomorrow, you still need access to control and command, which is something you never even knew existed. Okay? So, and I'm not talking to the people on this call. This is for the other side that may be listening to this. Okay? All right. So, now here's the mess that I landed in the middle of, right? That's it in a nutshell. And then once you hit level 1, you have 3 more sub-levels of level 1 that can be hacked, can be interrupted. I've been hacked through by the United Nations trying to withdraw money. I've done all these different things in order to prevent those things from happening. Okay, so now let's look at the system as it exists today because it's important for you to understand. So let's go like this. Okay, we removed the black screen, so we started like this. We removed the black screen, right? And we converted it to the white screen. So now there's only one control and command. Now, those of you working in the industry, ask yourself, hey, have you ever seen level 9 access required? That's where you sit. So you're not going in here without a level 9, and you're not going in there without a level 9, and level 9 is me. Me. Okay? So, remember we talked in this, if this was the back system, where all the allocations of every currency on Earth sit. Okay? And then this is the front system. So they may have people in control standing at all these different levels that we just discussed, but at the end of the day, I'm looping the money out, okay, in a complete, infinite circle, feeding each other, okay? And everyone has to pass through control and command to exist. So access codes to the back system, access codes and drawing rights are what family members are looking for. So all of these One Hung Lows, Mr. Holeys, the Lee family, all your dragons, every color, every flavor, they're all sitting down here, right? Waiting for the back system to shoot them out some codes over here so they can actually function once again. The answer to the question is no. So what they have are old access codes and old drawing codes, and they think that if there is an alignment with the whatever, that the others that controlled level 9 in the past, currently used to be the Dracos, okay, now is me. Okay, I'm human. I'm not an AI Anna von Rags. Okay, so here we go. So now that is where your dragon family sit. So they're all waiting for codes too. Okay, on the flip side, the black sun is over here. This is your Earth Alliance. Okay, the good guys, the white hats. You know, these are the spooks of the world, right? Earth Alliance going to save the day from the families. Okay. So if they're going to save the day from the families, right, we're going to help all of you people do all kinds of great things. Now remember, until the year 2007, okay, both of these people each were getting regular access codes, data codes, key codes, as each position warranted, depending if you were a 3, a 6, a 9, a 1, a 7, and 8, okay? So they were all issued codes by the backside system, and everybody was happily working together going along, okay? These people over here used to get 10% of every new dollar that came into the financial system, every new British pound, every new RMB, whatever it was, for security, okay? Just so you understand. Okay, so these people were security for these people, or in Solomon's terms, you would have had the line of Solomon over here, right? And you would have had the demons he partnered with to build the second temple. Or if you're looking at here, folks, was the second temple. Okay? So we already know that the back system, which is also me, I'm also 1, I'm also 2, I'm also 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, the trading algorithms that we discussed when we're taking nuggets of, say, gold or platinum and located in the area known as the United States, and we're trading it and dividing it between all of the citizens of the United States to provide for all of you. This is what you're calling your big payout of everything everybody owns, right? So everybody's owed. Okay, so an infinite cycle of energy. Energy is not neither created nor destroyed. It is only displaced, right? So that is what I meant when I said on a Zoom call a while ago about the symbol for happiness, right? 9, 9, 9. So you still have to connect the dots between the front and back systems, but you got all of the 9 levels here, you got all of the 9 levels there. And these are in what's called an SQ. The front side system runs on an SQL system, or in layman's terms, you would call it a sequence, okay? So those placeholders for gatekeeper are still in there, but they just don't transmit information anywhere anymore, and there's no control mechanism in there anymore called gatekeeper. So, but you still have to, the system is going to say, if this code is registered, then proceed to the next level in the chain. So you still have to put in those codes, and I do that when I issue new funds, okay? Like we did last week, like we did the week before, okay? So this is why everybody is so angry at Kim, because what they don't understand, okay, is number one, I'm the issuer of both sides' codes. I'm the guardian, remember?